and we might as well go live while we're figuring it out. What the heck? Why not?
Why would you do that without our banner up, silly?
Aha, I'll take
What if
it back.
people forget what show it is? It's a totally different time.
This is a totally different time. This is
Yeah.
look what I realized. We had the wrong background and everything. It's the backpack.
You stop touching things, you make it worse and worse.
Hannah's back. We got Hannah back. So listen, welcome to the absolutely daytime, nothing weird here backpack show. Glad to see everybody. I also just realized that we got to make a new intro video, don't we?
I don't know. I suppose you did have one. Like you can go find that now. We still have one.
I mean, I have the original, yeah. And look, my parents who, for whatever reason, 7 Eastern was not their time.
So we're going to have to work this out for me because I thought it would be harder for them to show up at 7 a.m. But no, they show up all the time at 7 a.m. Never, ever at 4 p.m. Oh Len Joy.
Hey, author Len Joy. See, Len, I got your link working for you, buddy. So listen, we have Hannah Setzer on today. Hannah is incredible. Carrie, you found her. Why don't you talk about her for a minute?
I found an article about the work Hannah's doing. She owns her own business. She's got an elderberry products business. She's a fitness influencer on Instagram, feedingtube.fitness on Instagram. And she and her husband are working to create a community where people with all different types of disabilities or no disabilities at all can work and play together and not have judgment. She's incredible. So wait until you meet her and you'll feel really bad about not going to the gym because she is super in shape, guys.
Right. Foster mom, all kinds of stuff. A book.
Wrote a book.
Yeah. Yes. So, all right. We're going to talk to Hannah Setzer in just a minute. Hey, Coach Woodard.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz, welcoming you to The Backpack Show. Your hosts, Chris Brogan, Carrie Gargone, Boom Shakalaka.
Backpack Show.
Boom shakalaka.
I missed it. Welcome back, Original Morning Show. Hey, Elizabeth's in the house. Good to see you. Hey, let's do a couple ads at the beginning, and then we'll do a couple ads at the end, too. So I've got a new sponsor, so I'm going to start with the new guy. This is Michael, Elevation Financial. So if you are like me and don't know the first thing about financial planning and money, you might want to take a complimentary session at elevationfinancial.com. Michael Reynolds is a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor. He has clients in all 50 states. This is holistic financial planning and whatever ESG investing is, which aligns your money. It says ESG investing. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, let's put it this way. I have an MBA and I don't want to invest my own money. So I still need somebody who knows more about it.
If you want to do ESG investing, that means it aligns your money with a positive impact on the environment and on progressive social values. That's pretty important. So elevationfinancial.com is our new sponsor. Thank you, Michael Reynolds. I appreciate that. And I'm going to do Presearch right here. Presearch.com. You can get there super easy. Presearch.com is a search engine. If you are done giving it to the people at Google, you can have Presearch.com. You can earn rewards if you log in to use that browser. It is super.
If you log in, which Christopher did not. So
always forget. All right, so we're going to grab Hannah on. It's called feedingtube.fitness.
It is indeed. I'll show you.
We'll grab. Hey, there's Kate. So I wonder if Kate just missed the pre-search read.
Probably.
That would be Kate. All right, let's grab Hannah. Hi, Hannah Setzer. How the heck are you?
Hey, y'all. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
People are already asking for your Instagram feed. Like we haven't even started and they want to go follow you on Instagram.
All right. Carrie, bring it up if you want and
sure.
We'll take a look. Hannah, you have all kinds of projects going at the same time. And like everyone said, they all want to learn a little bit about your fitness project. Can you talk just a little bit about the motivation to put this thing together?
Yeah, so like everyone else, I made a New Year's resolution that in 2018 to just work out and lose my body for 30 days. And I thought that would be the end of it. And 30 days came and went. And now I am 3.5 years in, and I have been intentional about moving my body every day since then. And some days that looks like going hard in the drive gym, like that video. Some days skateboarding with my kids, going through rocks, chasing chickens around my yard. And it's different every day that I just have really found a lot of joy and peace and excitement and trying to move my body all day, every day, and I haven't stopped since.
So one of the things I was thinking about is that a lot of people's early easy excuse for why not the gym is that people are going to look at them. They're going to look at me funny. I'm heavy right now.
I'm weak as hell.
I'll be a week. I haven't done my workouts in so long that I'm going to be using the littlest weights I can find at the gym. I have a feeling you have a little bit of experience with helping people get over that.
So in that whole, since January 1st, 2018, I have not stepped in a gym in that entire time. I don't have a gym membership. I don't go to the gym. Everything, as you can see, is like at home in my bedroom or in my garage or just out in the world. And so I don't specifically have expertise in telling people how to live life at the gym, because I don't. But I think that the gym is not always accessible for people, whether they are intimidated by it or physically accessible for people with disabilities.
Sure.
So that's why I am a huge component of doing things like that. You don't have to have a $50 month gym membership to be active. You can do it at home in your own space.
Jellyfish shirt's going over. I just thought you'd like to know that, Chris.
Every time I wear the jellyfish shirt.
So those climbing things that we just saw Hannah doing are really hard. I used to do those, and that was always my least favorite part because I was weak as hell. Those ones where you're like you're doing sort of like a plank, and then you've got to move your knees up and stuff. Do you have a least favorite exercise?
Probably that one. I hate mountain climbers. And I see Hale just said that she doesn't like burpees. I don't like burpees either. No, it's not like, I don't know ways that movement should be punishment. I don't think it should be punishment for things that you ate or doing things that you don't like to do. Like, you can be active and intentional about moving your body without punishing yourself and not having a good time. Like, if something doesn't sound good to me that day, I'll do something else. Like last night, my kids at like 7 o'clock were like, "Can we go lift weights?" And I was like, "No, that sounds terrible." And so like we all did an ad workout in our bedroom together, and it was really fun. But I don't believe in doing things out of obligation.
So no self-torture.
No, I don't think. No, I mean, that's not good places in life. I don't think.
So what was the process of writing a book like? Because it's the opposite of moving, right? You're like sitting down. Usually you got to make it happen. How did you make time for that?
So that came out of some friends that were like, "Oh, could you get us a 5-day workout?" And I said, "Oh, sorry." So I wrote a 5-day plan and I filmed videos for them. And they were like, "Oh, we love this because you do more." And so I made a whole 30-day plan and I did it away for 2 days. And you would sign up and you would get an email every day with the video and the workout. And it was a lot. And then I just decided to turn it into something that people could just have forever. So you could get an ebook or a physical book. And it was a lot. It was like there's a whole, every single meaning has a very detailed description. And for people who may not be familiar with what means, and specifically people with intellectual disabilities who have maybe not ever done these things before, so I wrote it down very, very simply, like step by step, how to do things like push up or jumping jacks or whatever. And I took pictures to all of those things too. And so there's like the exercises every day, but also pictures and descriptions, and it was definitely a labor of love.
Yes. It would have to be. And you run your own business too. So foster mom, writing a book, clearly working out with great frequency and enthusiasm, and you run your own business.
Yeah, and I have a full-time job that has nothing to do with any of this.
Wait a minute. What? All right, now I'm going to feel really bad about myself, Hannah.
Yeah, I have a full-time, like 40-hour-a-week job. I'm a disability rights advocate and for people with disabilities. And then, yeah, my husband and I own a small business making and selling high-quality elderly products. We are award-winning, as you can see, Virginia's finest. And then, yeah, everything's made in a commercial kitchen and certified and inspected, and it's done fun.
Now, why elderberry?
I don't even know. And we were just using it and making it for ourselves. My husband loves to find ways to make his own, like anything. He just loves trying new things. So we had been using it from the store, and he was like, let's just see if we can make it ourselves. So we did, and we're just giving it to friends and family. And then we had a couple of businesses asked us if they could carry us in their store. And we said yes, that we had to be certified and licensed for them to carry it. And so we got certified and licensed in February of last year, right before everything shut down, and it has just taken off since.
You mentioned your husband, so I brought up your GoFundMe so we can talk about the community you're working on building. Chris, what were you going to say? I've got elderberry enthusiasts in the...
Well, I was going to say we cannot keep going on to the next thing because I was way back on the book. But I had book comments. But the elderberry thing, elderberries are delicious. And they're ridiculous. If people haven't any experience with them, they don't know. But I never knew about all this other stuff like lip balm and all that sort of a thing. But that won't be my question. That'll just be a comment. My question.
I'll get you some lip balm.
Probably need some. I love elderberries. Elderberries kind of are in that sort of family like lingonberries. Like people have an opinion about them. But Hannah, I was going to ask the question. You went to a commercial kitchen. That's a really specific kind of set of protocols. So you had to learn a lot there as well. Just curious your take on that.
Oh yeah, it was a lot to learn. We had a great mentor who took us under her wing when we started all this, and she hooked us up with the Department of Agriculture people, and it's definitely a process. It wasn't just like going online and having an LLC. It was like we had to submit recipes and had them tested in laboratories, and there's definitely a lot that went into starting it. And even now, every time we create something new, we have to submit all that to the Department of Agriculture, and it has to be reviewed. And so nothing is made without a lot of testing.
Wow. That's pretty intense, the whole process. It was good that you had a mentor to put you through it.
Linda, go get you some elderberry stuff because there's really a lot of options here.
Super tasty. On toast or something like that, you lose your mind.
Yeah. But I want to get that shirt that says hold on to your elderberries.
Oh, that's funny. There's actually elderberries cook really nicely with meat as well. So that's super duper important. Oh,
we had an experimenting with like barbecue sauce and some other glazes and stuff.
nice.
And then to experiment with new things lately.
Listen, also Hannah pointed out that if you go to the website and you use the code FIRST in all caps, you get 15% off your first order, by the way. So look at that. Get
first.
Loot. First. You first.
FIRST. Well, I'm going to write it down because I'm seriously going to get that shirt at minimum. Like that's minimum.
Be good for the gym. Hannah, one of the other things I think I read, and I'm going to probably get it wrong because Carrie does all the real research and I don't. So hang on one second. I'm just making sure.
What are you doing over there? Stop it.
Hannah, you were a runway model as well. What the heck? Like you didn't have enough going on. You're like, I think, somewhere between my gym work and everything
working, my own business, foster kids.
You were a runway model as well. How did that go?
It was awesome. My friend Emma has her own fashion line, company called Evolve, and she is like changing the way that the fashion industry is. And a lot of places and organizations talk about how inclusive they are, that their inclusivity is like including models up to size like 12, which as we know is not inclusive. Like there's sizes above 12 and disabled people and so she's like the real deal and all inclusive, and so she asked me to walk in her Richmond has their own fashion week, and she had her line was in fashion week last year, and she asked me to walk, and it was crazy. It was awesome.
So is that one of the photos from there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that. What are you holding in your hand? Because I'm that person that has to know like what you're holding in your hand, like that matters.
But it's just like a bouquet of dried flowers.
So pretty.
And yeah, so those are her clothes that she designed, and yeah, it was really neat. And obviously growing up, I never saw anyone like me on the runway on America's Next Top Model or anything. I don't have any desire to be a model, but I think it's really neat that other kids growing up do have those desires, and so the more chances that they can see people like themselves or people like me on the runway is life-changing for them, because that's definitely not something that I ever saw when I was a kid.
Well, and now Brandon gets to say he sleeps with a model. So you mean you've given that?
Wow. Are we really going? Hold on a second. I got to find it. It's been a minute, but I'm going to find it.
Boom shakalaka. Yellow card, Brogan. And Brogan is going down like a bag of hammers tonight.
I mean, really,
I'm also
Christopher.
going to say, Hannah, that we had that in common because I was a model age 7 or so in Augusta, Maine. So at a department store called Mammoth Mart. I don't know why that part's funny. It's just the name of the department.
Like I was a model at the Mammoth Mart.
Yeah, it was a big old department store. It was like a Kmart before its time, or Sears, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm no Hannah, but, you know.
Never tell that story again.
I'm totally telling this story. Evolve was Emma's product line, by the way. I didn't catch that the first time, but I just read the article.
They love the trench coat. Linda says you look great in that trench coat on the runway.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says you've done more than most do in a lifetime. That's so true. But have you modeled at the Mammoth Mart? Because I doubt it. Leslie shops at the Mammoth Mart.
It closed in the late 70s, so you know.
That's like I was a model in the Husky section at Bradley's.
Bradley's. Oh my. Hannah, the only really obvious question is a what's next question. You know, where do you go from here? You seem like you always have a project ready to go.
It's true, yeah. people say that all the time. They're like, how do you do all this? Like, when do you sleep? And like, I was in bed at 9 o'clock last night, and it was awesome. Yeah. And so I think Harry had it up earlier. My husband and I had a deal family right now because we are trying to create an inclusive community center. We live outside of the city of Richmond in Virginia, and we live out in the country. And there is not a lot of services, especially for people with disabilities out here. And so our hope is to bring an accessible playground and a pavilion that has spaces for farmers markets and stuff. And we want to have a community garden that is accessible to people in wheelchairs. And then we also want to have a coffee shop and a thrift store and also a laundromat, all accessible. Because there's not any of those things out here. We don't have a laundromat close to us or a coffee shop there. And then there's things that we had big dreams to make our country more accessible.
Can you play a little bit of your video?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good evening. My name is Brandon.
I'm Hannah.
And together we own Hannah's Handcrafted LLC.
We make and sell elevated products here in Powhatan, Virginia that we recently had some big dreams ahead of us.
Yeah, we dream of buying a parcel of land, opening up a coffee shop that sells local goods and produces, as well as gives back to the community. We'd like to have a nice little patio area, community garden, lawn games for people to come and hang out on the weekends.
And a playground for kids.
Yep.
So we have found the land and we need your help to help us purchase it.
Woo woo.
So any amount can help, and we are so thankful for you helping make these dreams of ours come true here in Powhatan.
Yes, and remember, pennies make dollars.
I love that so much. I need to know how you two met. I need to know everything.
I know. I was thinking he is so nerdy cute. He's a total geek.
You're like perfect together.
He is a geek. I can hear him downstairs watching this, which is funny. His hair does not look like that anymore. He's got a haircut, but it's still like. He is the best. We have been together 5 years now.
Wow.
We met online. And then, if you had told us 5 years ago that we would live in the country and have 4 kids and like 10,000 animals, we would not have thought that was true. It has been a crazy 5 years that we are so happy.
So somebody wants you to write a book on productivity. Elizabeth, Hannah, can you write a book on productivity and share your secrets for getting things done? Thank you for what you do for accessibility.
I am in the process of writing a memoir, and I have been submitting my book proposal to literary agents. So, Chris, if you have any connections, holler at the girl.
We know a great publicist.
Well, I'll take it off.
A book publicist.
Yeah.
So I am in the process of writing a memoir that will talk about stuff like that. So hopefully someday I'll have a book deal and you can read my book.
And go get some elderberry stuff. I put the code in the banner. So use the code FIRST for 15% off your first order. I'm going to do it later.
Martin asked a question about your new place. Are you going to serve tea at your coffee shop? Because Martin is an internationally renowned tea expert. So he wanted to know if you're going to have tea. I've got to presume that's on the menu.
Elderberry tea?
Yes, we do sell elderberry loose leaf tea on our website.
Ooh.
Yeah. So coffee, tea, and we'll have a commercial kitchen in the coffee shop. Because obviously we use a commercial kitchen, and it would be silly to not have our own at that point. So hopefully, yeah, we'll have all the good stuff at the coffee shop.
And the next
I like
question,
that.
where is the coffee shop going to be?
Virginia.
In Talenton, Virginia.
Perfect.
So Hannah, I had a question way back at the book, and I can now bring it forward into this conversation. You talked about you do disability advocacy. Now, obviously, your challenges are your challenges, but you pointed out there's a whole lot of people that do with intellectual disabilities, so that not even just reading the book is a trouble for them. Comprehending anything that's too complicated or too many steps is a challenge, etc. I'm curious to know, is that going to be baked into all the aspects of this new place that you're building, and also will that sort of promote, kind of job learning and training for people with different abilities?
Yeah, I think we didn't even talk about this. But yes, we have submitted a paperwork for a nonprofit status, and to start a nonprofit that will do like job skills and training and things like that. And for all three of the businesses involved, the coffee shop, the store, and the ones in that. And the businesses themselves will obviously be for-profit, and we hope to employ people with disabilities and kids who are aging out of the foster care system. So that is our hope this forward. And then, everything will be accessible, hopefully physically and mentally as well.
Perfect. I have a couple ads to read, so I'm going to put you backstage just for 60 seconds, not even 60 seconds. I'm going to get whipping through these ads.
And then we have to ask the backpack question, because I sure want to know.
So many other things we got to ask, yeah. So, hey, want a podcast? Get one. Castos.com. Really good podcast hosting. Hey, want an online domain? You can get .online.
I forgot about the hey.
Hey. So you can get it online. See Brogan.me/online. Use the code Chris in all caps, just like at Hannah's. Use first for 15% off.
I think that's not cap specific. You can use whatever case you want.
Hey, want to make a video show like this where you can interview smart, wickedly overactive and achieving people like Hannah Setzer? You can get StreamYard easy. See Brogan.me/StreamYard. That's
so easy to use. You did them all.
It's really good. Yeah, I did them.
Now put Hannah back.
There you are. Welcome back.
So are your promo codes case sensitive? Because that just seems annoying. Like if you have to put it in all caps. I doubt it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it both ways.
Try it later. Find out.
Today and see what happens.
Oh, show's almost over, Elizabeth. You made it. Good for you. She says, wish I didn't have to leave, but got to go. Hannah, we are near the end, by the way. So that means we've got just a couple more things to do. One of them is...
Oh, and here's our person of the day. Kaboom!
So
Who do you even pick?
Geez, I don't know. I got to go with Martin because he had like a lot of questions and stuff. And I don't think Martin's been person of the day.
No, he's classing up the joint with that tea, though.
Yes, he is. So... Martin, you are person of the day. That entitles you to one free apple. You just have to go buy it yourself and then clean it up and
watch
it.
Really good. Or you could get elderberries instead, since you're buying it.
It's a big day for elderberries today, Martin. Yep. So get up, you're person of the day. We have one question, Hannah, that we have asked every single guest that's been on here. Everybody from Sister Ann Flanagan to Mistress. Why did I just blank on her name?
Mistress Montana or Mistress Harley? Because there's been two different dominatrixes.
Mistress Harley came to mind, the financial dominatrix.
Oh, right.
Question is, what goes in your backpack? Can be something physical, can be something metaphorical. Carrie, what's a good example of something physical someone could put in a backpack?
Extra set of teeth. DJ
An
Cumberbund.
Extra set of teeth. DJ Cumberbund. Is there something metaphorical you could add to a backpack?
I think kindness.
I like that answer. Hannah Setzer, what can you add to the backpack?
Well, now that I've heard the tooth thing, I would say that because all of these teeth that you see are not real, and I'm always terrified of doing something to make them fall out. So I'd say extra teeth now. But
You're kidding. He gave that answer, and we thought it was because he was a wrestling fan. We're like, that's never going to be an answer that makes sense.
And now
This
it's a
is
reasonable
amazing.
answer for you.
remember that?
Yes.
Like when I go skateboarding with my kids, I wear a hockey helmet that has a full face mask on it because I'm not trying to break all these fake teeth. Anyway, I was going to say before that, I was going to say honesty because that is like we would all not be where we are today if we were not honest people with ourselves and with others. And I pride myself on being a very honest person. And as you can see on Instagram, I'm honest, but also just a fool. And just share my real life with people, good and bad. And I hope to never stop doing like that.
Honesty is a huge one. It's a super good one. And I mean, certainly it's going to help with a lot of things that happen in this world the way we experience it right now. So I was going to say, my grandmother used to love all the various diet crazes and all that. She was big into it. So, you know, something would come along, and if you eat only grapefruit, you're going to lose all the weight. That if you do just sit-ups, you know, if you get to 500, then you'll be skinny in 2 minutes. But I was just thinking that there's a way you could combine elderberries and fitness. It would be kind of weird, but you could do this.